Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is me, Sacred G. So today, oh boy, NOED, a video essay, and this was also made in 2021. So, without further ado, here we go. This is SpooksNJukes NOED, a video essay. I'm a NOED user myself. I don't use it really for malicious intent. I just try to challenge the opposing team. That's legitimately my goal for using NOED. So, anywho, let's get started. Let's make sure we got our subtitles on. And this video is very interesting, and I'm going to point out why. I actually watched this a little bit ago, so I'm turning it up for myself, making sure all that's good.
Alright, listen up. We need to talk. We need to have a talk about No One Escapes Death, also known as NOED. It's about time that somebody sat down with you and had a little one-on-one chat.
Okay.
Just think of it as I'm your dad, and we're going to sit down and talk about the birds and the bees.
That's not a good analogy, but okay, whatever. I guess if you want to look at NOED as the birds and the bees, I guess you're more empowered to do that.
Or like I'm your dad, and it's time for you to move out, so we need to sit down and have a talk about the real world and how it can be a harsh place and how you need to stop being a little bitch.
That's not actually funny. I'm laughing because this is a video. He's trying to talk to survivors. This is not how you this is not how you get their attention. I'm not gonna lie. Like, if I was this entitled survivor who only played Survivor and who hated Killer and didn't like playing Killer, guess what? I wouldn't watch this video. This would actually cause me to stop it. It's 27 seconds in. Holy shit. Holy fucking hell, dude. Really? Okay.
However you want to look at it, my purpose today is to explain to you the truth about NOED.
Alright.
We're going to be splitting this up into 3 different categories, okay? Category number 1 is called prevention. I'm sure that if you've complained about NOED on the internet, there's at least been one person that said...
Why do you care? I mean, you're the dude that preaches it's just a game and to not take it seriously. Why do you give a fuck about what people think about NOED on the internet? Like, that's weird to me. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, do you think I'm gonna give a shit about what people think about a stupid-ass perk in a fucking video game that I play that's available for you to get without having to go these shady fucking routes to get these things in the game? I mean, you're the one that preaches, it's just a game, why do people take it seriously? And here you are kind of crying about people bitching about NOED on Twitter. Or on the internet, at least. It doesn't matter, actually. It's on the fucking internet. Okay.
Well, just cleanse totems. And
what did that say? I actually didn't see that the first time.
complained about NOED on the internet, there's at least been one person that said, well, just cleanse totems.
Anti-NOED instructions touch the bones for repeat 5 times.
And that's true. But obviously sometimes it's not that simple, right? Because totems can be hidden quite well, especially on some of the newer maps.
Yeah.
Well, thank goodness you have 3 perks that tell you exactly where totems are and speed up how fast you cleanse them. First is Small Game, which is
one of the worst perks for that, bro. I don't use that shit. If I even have a fucking, what is it, a boon, or the healing boon that Michaela Reed has, I don't use that shit. I avoid Small Game like the fucking plague. No pun intended. Like, okay, good perk to point out. One of the worst totem finding perks ever. God damn, bro.
a non-teachable base game perk just like NOED.
It's not like NOED. Why are you saying this? Oh my god. NOED. Oh, you're saying it's not teachable. My god. Okay. That's my bad.
This one, it tells you where totems are. If you're looking in their direction, you get a...
It doesn't give you the aura. It just chimes out a sound.
Sound cue?
Yeah, which is not really descriptive of where the fuck the totem is.
Anywhere within 12 meters of you, you can just, like, walk around and spin in circles until the thing goes off, and then you can find the totem. It's very, very simple. And
not really. It just goes off sometimes. Oops, my bad. It goes off sometimes randomly. So you don't know exactly, and especially if you're trying to get out of the match. I mean, you're not going to fucking bother. I don't use it.
Hunch, which
and not only that, if you're going to tell, like, NOED, no one knows. No one knows you have fucking NOED, dude. It doesn't display on the fucking screen. Jimmy Boy 69 is using NOED. It doesn't announce it like that. Like, this is actually pretty bad so far. I can't believe that, because this is not... You're saying, oh, we'll just use these perks. But people don't want to. And not only that, you're making it sound like that people should know that somebody's using NOED.
Time you finish a generator, you can see totems that are within 64 meters.
Oh, boy.
And the aura is revealed for 10 seconds.
Oh, my God. Yes, this is coming from somebody who's crying about some shit on Twitter. About a fucking perk. Oh, don't take the game too seriously. Yeah, okay. It's a bit of a preach that you're preaching there, sir. I don't even think you can fucking hold that shit on your shoulders. Clearly not.
There's all over the map, so by the time you get to the end game using this perk...
These perks, I don't know about this one. I don't use this. This is a detective tap perk. So I have no idea how this functions. Each time a generator is completed... This is every time a generator is completed, so what if... okay.
There's no
reason
you shouldn't know where the totems are. Now the third and quite possibly the best option is Counterforce. And that's the newest addition to Dead by Daylight.
You know how to withstand an enemy stronger than you, and it starts with hunting down and knocking out their support. You cleanse totems 20% faster. Okay.
You cleanse totems 20% faster.
Okay.
Every time you cleanse a totem, you go 20% even faster than that.
Mm-hmm.
And every time you cleanse a totem, you see the furthest totem from you, as in you see the aura, for 4 seconds. Now, this is just what I don't understand. Is so many of you complain about...
Yeah, and I'll agree. Yeah, I think it's stupid that people are complaining about NOED, but I don't know why. The dude who claims that he doesn't take the game that seriously is fucking getting all upset over a Twitter thing, or, people insulting a perk that he uses online. Like, I don't care. I use Blood Warden too. And I don't give a fuck. If you think I'm being unfair, I'm being challenging.
No, Ed. You complain about killers using it. If you hate it so much, why are you not running these perks?
Because no one's gonna know if the killer's using NOED, dipshit. That's why. Like, he's trying to paint this as if everyone should know that when a killer's using NOED. This is already pretty bad, man. This is really shitty.
Why are you not running them?
Why are you running these? Why aren't you running these so I can run my shitty NOED and get even more upset over online Twitter shit? What a bitch.
You don't want to not run your meta perks, right? You don't want to take a slot out of your build. And
yeah, because they shouldn't have to. Neither should Killer. Why are you telling them how to play if they don't want to go against somebody who's piss poor at the game and fucking uses NOED as an advantage? It's usually meant for troll builds. But as we know it, you like to tunnel and camp. And for you, it's probably used it as an unfair way. That's my assessment.
And to that I say,
oh god,
too fucking bad.
Oh, I know. Too fucking bad. Then don't use fucking NOED and get all upset about Twitter shit. Holy shit. This is funny. Bro, are you fucking for real right now? You're gonna fucking tell other people how to play? This is not, like, again, if I was heavily survivor-sided, I would have stopped watching this 27 seconds.
It's your choice. Stop acting like it's this unavoidable reckoning.
It is. You don't know if the killer has it. I think NOED's pretty underrated or overrated. Honestly, I think it's way overrated. I don't know why people are complaining. I agree to some extent to why people are complaining. It is fucking stupid. But at the same time, I don't care. They're entitled to their opinion to think this perk sucks, even though it's just some shitty game perk.
On you. It's certainly not. While we're talking about meta perks,
why is he talking like this? He's like talking like he's talking to fucking children. Like, if I'm a mature, an adult survivor main, let's say, wouldn't you want to talk to me like I'm talking to you?
To our second
I would have, again, 27 seconds would have left the video.
Category, which is double standards.
Oh boy.
Yes, we see a lot of double standards in Dead by Daylight.
No, because you choose to see that shit, bro. Like, I paid no attention to that crap. So I actually, it's to me, non-existent. It's only online, dude. It's only on Twitter, apparently, it seems like.
Certainly do. But I think one of the biggest double standards in this game is when people complain about NOED, quote-unquote, rewarding bad play.
In a way, I will agree with that, too. I'm sorry. Like, yeah, to some degree, if you're a camping and tunneling killer, you're dog shit. And if you do it to win, all you're doing is disrupting the game and disrupting gen progression because you want them to come to you. That's all that is. And then, you know, when that doesn't work, you got NOED.
Do you know how many perks you have as Survivor that reward you for
And again, this is coming, like, I'm looking at this from fucking both sides. I don't cater to one. I enjoy playing killer. I'm grateful they fucking added bots. So they can make killer, you know, enjoyable too for both for AI and fucking for people that play offline, or not offline, online. I play online too. I mainly play online. And I don't care what people on Twitter are saying about a perk. God damn, bro.
Play or rewards you for being outpositioned.
And to be honest, yes, it rewards bad play to some degree. And it's not actually intentionally meant for that. That's not why the perk exists. It exists as a challenge. That's all that's for, is to, you know, outsmart the killer when he has, you know, fucking NOED. You know?
Or rewards you even if the killer outplays you. And not even to talk about perks, but also items such as insta-heals.
Oh, Jesus. Are you really pointing the finger? Okay, hold on a sec. He just kind of segues into that.
Not even to talk about perks, but also
fucking
quote, rewarding bad play.
Okay.
Do you know how many perks you have as Survivor that reward you for bad play? Or
oh, Jesus. Why are you pointing the finger? You're literally doing what you were complaining these people are doing. When you bring up, oh, well, you have healing perks, you have all this, all these, you know, adrenaline fucking perks, or, you know, the haste perks, like balanced landing, that makes you look just as bad as them.
rewards you for being outpositioned, or rewards you even if the killer outplays you. And not even to talk about perks, but also items such as insta-heals.
It has nothing to do with NOED. You don't insta-down the killer, so what's the point here?
Which also rewards you for being outpositioned. You know, you can be injured, about to go down, and all of a sudden pop an insta-heal, and then, you know, you get to take an extra hit. Or you can pop a syringe after you drop.
You're pointing fingers. You're like, oh, well, you know, you guys have that shit too. You guys have that stuff too, and I don't take the game seriously, but you guys have that stuff too, and I take Twitter shit seriously over a game. Who cares, man? I don't give two fucks if they're popping insta heals. You need to fucking grow up, dude. Like, you're pointing the finger and trying to make it look like you're having some fucking discussion here, and there's nothing. Like, this is not comparable.
Drop a pallet, and then you can make it to the next loop, and within...
Like, I get to an extent, you know, to be fair, of course, you know, I do kind of understand what you're saying, but that's not the case. Like, unless the totem's cleansed, you can't heal repeatedly you can only do it one time. And if the gate's not even close to open, let's say, you're fucked. And especially if the killer is really good at, going back between the gates to check them. Or at least somebody's fucked.
Seconds, you're fully healed, and now the chase is extended double.
But again, this has nothing to do with NOED. It's not comparable because of two things here. NOED's a fucking insta down. And yes, there are insta heals. But guess what? You only use them once. And they're not that fucking strong. God damn.
I've seen people disagree with me about the exhaustion perk thing.
Yeah, because it's not comparable.
In some of my comments, because they've heard me say that, and I think it's not the same thing, or not even close to being...
Again, he doesn't take the game seriously. Are you fucking kidding me? This guy's a bitch.
Comparable to NOED.
Like, he cares, like, dude, Spooks and Jukes cares about two things. What people say to him on a fucking stream after playing like garbage, intentionally, and then he gets a reaction out of it. Oh, you don't believe me? I'll be more than happy to react to another one of his fucking videos. Oh, God, dude. And he can't even take criticism on his playstyle. He can't be like, yeah, I did tunnel, I did, or he does admit it, but he can't admit that it's an annoying way to play. Alright.
So I'm just going to show you some examples here.
This is not comparable. You cannot compare exhaustion perks to fucking NOED. You know why? Because they cover distance. NOED doesn't. Your movement speed, it's only increased by fucking 4%. You also get a boost here.
The same thing, or not even close to being comparable to NOED.
It's not.
So I'm just going to show you some examples here.
It's not.
Let's start with Sprint Burst. You can be playing as I am here, doing a generator that's out by the street with no safe pallets or anything nearby. At least not that I'm seeing. I just see Nemesis right next to me, but I have Sprint Burst ready. And I'm doing the gen right in his face. But it doesn't matter, right? Because I have Sprint Burst. So now I can zip all the way over to the Killer Shack, and now I can loop him for a good amount of time. And
didn't you say you had no pallets? You knew where Killer Shack was, so you had a pallet. Oh, see, no safety pallets. I'll just run to Killer Shack, which wasn't that far behind me. Look at this distance, dude. Look at this shit. Oh, hold on. Let's go back to when he turned around when Nemesis was coming right at him.
Sprint Burst ready. And I'm doing the gen right in his face.
Yeah, look at that.
It doesn't matter, right? Because I have Sprint Burst.
Yeah.
So now I can zip all the way over to the Killer Shack. And now
you could have made it over there without Sprint Burst, though.
Loop him.
You ran in time.
For a good amount of time. And there's not shit he can do about it. And now, instead of getting free
too bad.
which he should have been able to because I was outpositioned, Sprint Burst gave me that free distance to get to kill.
Yeah, distance, not fucking insta-down. What's the fucking... Or you don't expose the killer?
Shack. And now I just have to wait for the exhaust status effect to go away, and I can use that perk over and over again.
Which takes a while.
Example here with Balanced Landing.
There are times, dude, Balanced Landing and even fucking Sprint Burst won't do you any favors. I don't know. Dude, it just... I just don't understand why he's comparing these, because they're not comparable, and the people in his comment section are right. Even I wouldn't compare these. They don't make sense. The only perks I would say that are comparable to, Survivor Exhaustion perks that give you speed boosts or haste effects are pretty much Fire Up, and if there's another perk I'm not aware of that increases your movement speed besides NOED, then yes, I could see why you're kind of comparing, but there's no exhaustion for killer at all. And not only that, this is insta-down. And again, I'm just going to say it, you're pointing the finger. You're just pointing fingers at survivors. Oh, well, they use these perks. They use these perks. Fucking A.
Out this window and trick.
They use these perks. Oh my god! It's like it's literally the NOED thing. You're just saying, oh well, survivors. Fuck.
Comes down instead of committing to the top, and it doesn't matter because I have Balanced Landing. So I.
Oh, yeah, you didn't commit to the top, but what if you ran the other way by mistake and fuck up on accident?
zip away. Even though he made the right read and outplayed me, technically, my perk took control and brought me to a pallet, and now I get to extend the chase, and he doesn't get a hit. Lithe also gives you a bunch of distance. I've got a tier 3.
Yeah, but this is all distance perks, dude. I don't even think killer perks are remotely comparable to Survivor. What are you fucking crying about, dude? Seriously.
You should get the down here, but instead, my Lithe carries me to a pallet where I can...
That you could have got down. I mean, I've used Lithe and I've had fuck-up games. I'm not perfect at the game. Sometimes killers are good, dude. They'll fucking counter that shit. As soon as you make that move, you're just going against killers who haven't learned to counter.
Chase, but I was outpositioned. He did make the right read and just go for the door. I think the biggest example with exhaustion, though, is Dead Hard. And
oh, boy.
Been a million examples on my...
But this is kind of outdated because Dead Hard, obviously was changed, so...
I'm just going to show this example.
And it's not comparable either way. Like, none of the things he's brought up makes me believe that if I was an entitled survivor, that NOED is actually better than... And I shouldn't be getting too mad. This is just kind of throwing fuel to the fire.
Because it's the most recent...
Because you're literally pointing fingers at survivors saying, hey, look... I know that you hate NOED, but you guys have these perks too, you little sons of bitches. Fucking, I get upset over Twitter stuff.
That I have
over a fucking game. This is even worse than the shit you've reacted to, dude. You get mad over Twitter stuff, and you make an 11-minute video about it.
My most recent stream.
God, I'm speeding this shit up, man.
Those of you in the comments are going to say, Dead Hard's bad, it doesn't work half the time. Yeah, it doesn't work half the time.
Yeah, neither does Lethe or any of the other ones, because you can end up fucking up by using them. Using them incorrectly. Not incorrectly, but, using them at the wrong time.
Use it to avoid a hit, but that's not how you use it, and if you're a good player, you know that. If you're a good player, you use it for distance, and that's what I do in this.
See, he's using language from somebody who fucking sweats this game to no high end. I've played sweaty before. I'm not gonna lie. I've tunneled and camped, and I think that's one of the most fucking stupidest things ever, and especially if you're really bad at doing it, and you use NOED to cover up for that, bro. You're trash.
Video, and it ultimately results in me escaping.
Like, I love NOED, dude. I think it's a wonderful challenge. And I don't mind going against killers using NOED. I have no personal issue with NOED. I use it myself. I even use Blood Warden.
It's unfortunate. Oh, that's really unfortunate.
Hold on, what is he showing here?
For distance. And that's what I do in this video, and it ultimately results in me escaping. That's unfortunate. Oh, that's really unfortunate. Maybe I can make it to the other fucking thing now? There's no way I make it.
By the way, what he's showing here does not add anything. It just kind of, makes matters worse and just proves that he takes the game as serious as pretty much the people he's made videos on. Oh, don't take the game seriously. It's just a video game. But I get mad over Twitter stuff and I make 11-minute videos out of it. Go fuck yourself.
Just gonna body block for me. Oh my god.
This is actually quite pathetic, man.
Oh my god.
Like, what is this proving? Like, I use equal perks, I guess, or you can say, but we can't compare them.
Complain about NOED. I literally escaped the whole entire fucking game because of Dead Hard.
No, because the killer probably wasn't that good. Let's be real. Oh, God.
I should have been dead right there. But I wasn't, because Dead Hard gave me distance, I made it to the pallet. If it was not for Dead Hard, I would be fucking toaster strudels, man. Toaster strudels. Decisive Strike and Deliverance are two other really good examples of second chance perks, especially in the end game. If you haven't been hooked yet and you have Deliverance DS, it's pretty much a GG. Or even if you just have BS.
No, I've had people use DS on me and I've killed them. So I wouldn't say that, oh, if they have just even at this time, even in 2021, I guarantee you killers out there have killed somebody who's used Decisive Strike. It's not that hard. You just follow them. It's like the fish got loose and you got to refish it again or recatch it, pretty much. It's flopping away.
And you get unhooked, especially if the survivor has BT and unhooks you. It's GG. Pretty much, if you get unhooked...
No, it's at end game.
The end game and you have DS.
And that's too bad. Like what you said, too fucking bad. Didn't you say that? Didn't you tell the salty survivor mains too bad? Well, too fucking bad for you. This is you literally crying about fucking survivor perks. Congratulations. Congratulations, Spooks and Jukes.
You're almost...
That's fucking rich.
You get out every time, unless he downs you.
Nope. No, not almost. Pretty much, it depends. Depends on where you're at in the game. If they hooked you far away from the open gate to an unopened gate and everybody leaves because they're douchebags, or, you know, they're far away from you, there's a slim chance you'll die.
Immediately and just slugs you, which...
It's a game of chance, almost.
I feel like most of the time in red ranks that doesn't happen. People are either tanking hits or using borrowed time. But DS is almost a guaranteed escape in the end game. And like I said, and when you have 4 survivors that can all run it together, that just adds to it. Now,
and what if you missed that? On accident. No what ifs? Just this is all fact?
Look, you can look at all of this stuff as rewarding
This is bad, dude. This is garbage.
play, or you can look at it as...
I wouldn't want this motherfucker defending anything that... or defending anything killer-sided at all. I mean, if you're gonna bring up survivor perks, which are so different than fucking killer perks, and especially in a different category, this is just bad.
Second chance, which that's how I look at it.
And the reason it's bad is because these don't have anything in common. Like, those exhaustion perks have nothing in common with NOED. So what's the argument? Are you just showing that you're kind of a bit of a bitch when it comes to the internet? And you don't like people insulting your playstyle? Because you are kind of bad? I mean, you can tunnel and camp, but it won't stop you from being a shit killer, just saying. Oh, it's done by the pros. Really? The pros who can't seem to find survivors? Is that the pro that you're talking about? The professional can't fucking see worth a shit?
All of these perks are second chance perks, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but you're complaining. You literally spent a few minutes complaining about it. You literally complained and said, oh, look, but these survive, but you guys also have perks too. How does that make Noah? What's the defense here? Are you just pointing fingers? It's not this is not a video essay, Spooks. This is more of a finger point.
It's exactly what No One Escapes Death is. You have a second chance at the end. Either you've made some mistakes in the game, committed to a chase too long, maybe didn't pressure the right gens. Now you have a chance at the end to make something happen.
No, that means you suck. That means you don't have good vision. I'll tell you that. Or a working brain. No, I'm just kidding about that. But no, it usually does mean that you didn't have a good game. And that's what he just basically kind of said too, so congrats.
When comparing exhaustion perks to NOED is that exhaustion perks are infinitely better because all 4...
Oh no, they're not. Oh no, they're not. I actually think exhaustion perks are overrated. Sometimes exhaustion perks can get you fucking killed. You know, and especially if you're having a bad game and you fuck up with an exhaustion perk to the point where you get caught, or you run smack dab into the middle of the character's fucking chest, and they fucking down your ass if you're hurt.
Survivors can have them, which in red ranks they normally do, and as I mentioned earlier, you can use them over and over and over.
Oh, but you gotta wait for the effect to wear off, which takes some time. Isn't that funny how that works when in NOED you don't have like an exhaust perk or not exhaust, but you don't have like this delay every time you down a survivor to where you have to hit them twice. No, it doesn't delay. When you down survivors, you can just down survivors if they're literally all four standing in front of you if you have NOED. There's no delay. I would say, I think he says it here, and this is, again, the only other thing I agree with him on. I do think it's stupid people are complaining about the perk, but he's also doing the same thing. He is pointing the finger at survivors for having these fucking perks and shit when they're complaining about NOED, and he's complaining about all of them. Not just one perk. Dude, you take the game way too seriously. This video is just kind of evident of that.
Wait, it just takes one perk slot. You can use any of those 3 perks.
I mean, he literally got upset that people are insulting his fucking dumb perk on Twitter. And then making a video defending NOED.
Mentioned earlier, to completely counter NOED, it doesn't take much, especially
saying that it's unfair. Like, dude, if you didn't fucking care or take the game that seriously, you wouldn't care. This video wouldn't even be up.
You're in a squad, and even 2 of you run that, then you're cleansing totems.
Because why? Like, if you didn't, take the game that seriously, why bother making a video?
Twice as efficiently. Not to mention, NOED doesn't even give you that much most of the time. Usually it gets you 1 kill, unless the survivors are complete.
Yeah, I can agree with this.
Overly altruistic morons and give the killer a 4K.
Yeah.
But
you didn't carry the video, or this video that well. I think it's honestly, in my opinion, I think this video is done in bad faith. I think you were trying to antagonize at the beginning, the pissed off survivors, and to kind of taunt your disagreeers, which is actually quite awful to do. And especially if you're trying to get people to agree with your NOED take here, which is garbage, to be honest. I mean, you literally brought up zero comparison, and I don't want you vouching for killers. I don't want you defending NOED, because honestly, you seem to just like bringing up things that have nothing to do with NOED. And literally this entire video was finger pointing.
And happened.
Almost, except for this point. But you pointed the finger, dude. You didn't defend NOED. You just said, well, you guys have perks too that are powerful. Really?
You're outpositioned, which can happen, but most of the time, against good survivors, you don't get a ton of value out of NOED if they play smart. I do want to mention, I don't have...
Again, I agree. I agree with that 100%, and I think NOED's a bit overrated.
Problem with any exhaustion perk, DS, Deliverance...
But also, you got to take into account the other perks too.
Gen rushing,
but
I have
whatever.
no problem with anything. I had nothing at all.
You do. You literally bitched and complained about survivor perks, you fucking retard. He's probably going to say I'm being so bad if he ever sees this, which I doubt. And I don't care if he does. If he wants to make a fucking video on me, I don't give a shit. And say, oh, he's being toxic. No, I'm just disagreeing. And the vibe I'm getting from this is just antagonistic. You're trying to get a rise out of somebody. So, if I'm reacting to that sort of video, I'm going to do the same fucking thing. I mean, I'm not actually triggered by anything you said. I just think what you said was completely fucking brain dead. And stupid, because there's no comparison to anything that you brought up. It's just you pointing the finger and disguising it as I'm just trying to show you guys that this is what's going on. This is the problem with survivor perks. No, you're pointing the finger saying that they have meta perks too that give them second chances. There's no defense here.
I literally don't. I'm just bringing all this up because...
No, you do. And you also got pissed off, or not pissed, but you got fucking upset, it seems like, over the fact some people on Twitter were fucking complaining about it. You literally said, or showed a tweet, right here, at 43 seconds into the fucking video.
In my opinion, it is very comparable, and when we're talking about...
No, it's not. NOED does not cover distance, man. It makes up for lost kills.
Chances. If we're going to be complaining about a perk that's not that good, NOED's really not that good. It comes in clutch, for sure, during the end game at times, when you need to make up for mistakes you made or just make up for, fast gens or whatever it may be. But I don't see how this perk is any more busted or unfair or rewarding of bad play than everything that survivors have.
Oh my god. You're gonna sit there and say, oh, I don't take the game seriously, but survivors have bad perks too. Jesus, man. This guy must have been a mama's boy for sure. Wouldn't doubt. I wonder, like in the beginning when he said, well, or I'm your dad, I tell you to grow the fuck up and to shut the fuck up and stop complaining. Even though you're doing the same fucking thing. You literally just did it again. Holy shit. I don't expect to watch another fucking argument or a discussion video from this guy again. Like, this was awful. I don't take the game seriously, but, you know, you survivors, you have those really shitty perks that they're unfair. Oh, fuck you. You take the game seriously, you motherfucker. Don't be sitting here telling us that you don't. You literally fucking... This is your livelihood. You made your content and also your YouTube channel and your Twitch based off of Dead by Daylight. So don't tell me that you're not taking the game seriously. You kind of have to, because that's your livelihood, isn't it? That's a weird lie. And then you bitched about survivor perks. Yet again. And not only that, your salt videos, man, all you're doing is calling out just pathetic bullshit that you're just giving attention to. That's all you're doing. And you don't like it when people criticize your playstyle because you end up saying it's just a game, which is one of the weakest defenses ever to an annoying-ass playstyle. I mean, if someone's criticizing your playstyle, explain why. Why it's not bad. I need to see how long I've been going at this for. 36 minutes? Alright, we got a little bit more. This is a long video. I apologize.
All of those items and add-ons as well. The final category that I want to talk about...
Yeah, well, you know, it doesn't matter because it wasn't comparable, so I don't give a fuck.
...is suspense.
Oh, boy.
Now this I'm talking about from a Survivor standpoint, because I do play Survivor as well, almost equally to what I play Killer. I play Survivor...
Oh, no, you seem to bitch about Survivor perks for a few minutes.
Stream, and I do play Survivor a bit on stream too, but when I'm playing off stream, I'm mostly playing Survivor, and that's because Survivor is more chill in my opinion. But from a Survivor standpoint, I love the suspense of NOED. This is a horror game, but it never feels scary unless you're going against a stealth killer maybe, but after you've played this game for a good amount of time, there's nothing that's really suspenseful or scary in the game, with the exception of NOED. Because
again, you don't take the game seriously, but
you never really
you play it for that long.
It's there. You always have to have it in your mind, and it always adds a bit of a risk factor to your game.
Yeah, and I agree. I am not saying he is a bad, terrible human being. I just think that he is a bit dishonest. I mean, I think he's kind of manipulative to a degree because he's saying, well, I'm not, you know, complaining about the game at all. But even though you spent a few good minutes bitching about the game and this whole thing started over a tweet. Just saying, and it was probably a tweet you should have fucking ignored. But he clearly caught to you, apparently.
A lot of,
oh, no, it was a tweet about NOED. But he did mention something about people on Twitter bitching about Dead by Daylight. It's like, dude...
decisions you have to make, and it's very suspenseful, and I like that as Survivor. I think it adds
I agree.
so much more interest to the match as a whole.
I wouldn't say interest, but a lot more intensity. I wouldn't say it's interesting. I would say it's more intense. But okay.
Once the gates are powered, it's pretty much GG, right? That's just pretty much the end. I mean, you could say there's Blood Warden.
Well, if the gates are open, yeah. No shit.
Stuff, which is fine, but NOED definitely has the most suspense. And yeah, for me as Survivor, I love going against
I don't know, I think NOED and Bloodborne bring even more suspense, and especially if you're going against Sadako, in my opinion.
And I've never ever had an issue going against it, and if a killer does have it, it is what it is. I guess we shouldn't have done gens so fast. We should have looked around for totems. Maybe, like I said, should have brought those perks, which make it incredibly easy to counter. But if we didn't...
No. Well, like, dude, what, okay, here's a counter to that argument, right here. What if you were exhausted, and the killer had NOED, and was right up on your ass, and you had Sprint Burst? You already used it, let's say, to get to, like, some part in the map fast. Like, you wanted to get to a chest, gens are all done, or whatever. Oh, no, yeah, all the gens are done, and you use your Sprint Burst to get to, from point A to point B. Like, there's a chest you want to get to, you're wounded, or whatever. You won't be able to use it if the killer's, like, literally riding your ass. Like, if you already use your Sprint Burst, your balanced landing, you'll be fucked. And especially if you're going against those stealth killers that, you know, you can use NOED on, and you don't know where the fuck they are at, and then they just magically show up because they were hiding somewhere where you didn't see them. That can happen. But he didn't take that into account.
And
which makes this defense of NOED just fucking piss poor.
Go down to it. It is what it is. Yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, I agree. It is what it is.
I'm tired of people acting like using NOED is against, you know, against the rules, against some fucking made-up moral code, just like all the other stupid shit that people whine about in this game. Run whatever perks you want, as killer or survivor.
And you don't take the game seriously, right?
I think NOED is perfectly balanced, and I think it's balanced because of all of the things that survivors have, and I also think that all the things survivors have are more balanced because of NOED. I would say if you're going to take out exhaustion perks, then you would take out NOED, and I would say vice versa. If you're going to take out NOED, you'd probably have to take a look at exhaustion.
No. Exhaustion does not have anything to do with NOED. You don't insta-open the gates, you don't insta-pop a gen, you don't even insta-down the fucking killer. So what's the argument, bro?
Perks.
What's the defense? Because so far your defense was just pull out some uncomparable shit. Sorry, I wouldn't even use that in a defense video on NOED at all. I wouldn't even bring up survivor perks.
I think the fact that they're both in the game, I think they make each other balanced, and that's the way I look at it.
Because they're not comparable. How would you think it's balanced? Oh well, they add you know, distant perks. Even though survivors have to wait for the cooldown effect to wear off, which is exhausted.
My opinion, they're both second chances. They both quote unquote reward bad play, you know, or reward being outpositioned in the survivors on the survivor side. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree. I'll probably do another debate stream on my Twitch sometime soon.
Don't care. Alright, well, that was his fucking stupid-ass NOED video, which I don't understand how and why he came to the consensus that he wants to fucking... he is uncomparable, man. I'm sorry. I use NOED myself, and I don't like that people do complain, but you know what? They do, and I don't give a fuck. If you don't like NOED, suck my dick. That's what I think. If you don't like NOED... Like, I like NOED vice versa, you know, survivor and fucking killer. Unless the fucking killer's an unsufferable asshole or an unsufferable cunt that tunnels you just to piss you off and to get something at the end of the game or get a reaction out of it. It's bullshit. And especially if you have, like, no good intentions but to get a reaction out of it, which, I mean, this guy does the salt videos, so, I don't know.
So you can...
Anyways, that's it. This video's pretty much done. It was not a good defense, honestly. It wasn't... Well, I can't say if it was terrible. It wasn't terrible, but it was not good. It was bad. I mean, why bring up or say that you don't care about the game, you don't take it that seriously, and blah, 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 and you're getting upset over people online complaining about NOED. I just don't get that. That's ridiculous to me. I mean, it's like me sitting here saying, you know, oh, I don't take the game that seriously, and then you see me fucking screaming at it. It's not bad if you want to take it seriously. I mean, this guy makes a career off of it. I mean, anywho, that's what I thought. This video was just bad. It was not a good defense of fucking NOED. There's probably better videos out there, so I'll see you guys in the next motherfucking video. Peace out.